Hello and welcome to another episode of Nerd Age. This is the show where we talk about everything nerdy. My name is Mick. With me as always are my co-hosts Josh,
What's up?
Jonah,
Heyo.
Corey,
Yo.
and we have Joel returning.
Yeah, good to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming again. We're going to just do a top 10 most anticipated either show, TV, or video game for 2023. Obviously, it's the start of the new year, so it's a perfect time
It was
to do
a huge hit when we did our 2022.
And we all
list.
did so well on our
So,
last
huge
hit. So
I
we
mean,
thought
massive.
we'd take another
It did
shot at
massive
it.
numbers. So we're doing it again. We're bringing it back. We're going to kind of do it differently this time. Not much has changed, but we're going to go through our list. If someone has a similar item on their list, we're going to wait to discuss it till we get the highest point. So if Josh has it at 10 and I have it at 7, we'll just postpone it till we get to 7, and then we'll both discuss it instead of kind of rehashing things 3 or 4 times. So how do we want to do this? Do we want to just start off on one end and go around?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, first we start with a drum roll, don't we?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, that sounds crazy.
There we are.
We'll start with Josh.
All
Number
right,
10.
guys. Number 10. I'm going to warn you guys. I don't think you guys are going to be expecting this at all.
This, I feel like, by the way, I'm going to say this top 10 feels a lot more difficult than last year's.
It was hard. It was really hard.
Yeah.
Easy for me.
There was a lot of stuff that I was
You
like,
just used half your list from last year.
yeah, that's true. There was a lot of stuff that I was like, that's coming out this year. I don't know if I'm super excited for it.
Right.
This number
Right.
10 is a little outside the box.
We'll see
Corey's
about
going to know
that.
what it is.
Okay.
It's a Wormwood gaming table.
Oh my gosh.
So,
That's my number one.
for those
Can we talk about
for those
that
of
later?
you that don't
Leave
know, Wormwood makes
Okay.
D&D accessories. Right before COVID, they did a Kickstarter for a gaming table.
Yeah.
So it's a modular gaming table, really nice wood. You can put a topper on it, and then you take the topper off, and it's a gaming table. So it's lower vault, felt inside. So they're relaunching the Kickstarter
Yeah.
Q1 of this year. So if the stars align, hopefully I'll try and get one.
All right. Unboxing video.
Yeah. They honestly, yeah, that'd be sick. Because it is huge. It actually set records on the Kickstarter website. I think the highest kickstarted thing. I'm not sure if it was money earned or if it was I think it was money earned.
Yeah, and I think they had the record for fastest to like 2 million. And
Yeah.
basically,
It was nuts. They've set a lot of records, but they create heirloom quality furniture. And when they went into the gaming sphere, they just skyrocketed. So that's pretty sick.
Sounds pretty lame.
so yeah.
Pretty lame for your top 10.
It's super cool.
Just kidding.
And it's super hard to get a hold of one because it is
Yeah.
Kickstarter. There's only so many slots.
Yeah.
So that's super cool.
Nice.
That's my number 10.
And no one else has that
number-
for sure. So
Well,
you're
if
good.
you wanted diversity, there you go.
I love that.
so-
love
My number 10, and for the first time
that.
in a
Ever.
long time,
First time
there is not a single
forever.
DC movie on
Spoilers.
my top 10.
Whoa.
So thanks a lot, James Gunn.
There it
You
is.
jerk.
Yeah,
Killing the fans slowly.
But yeah,
man,
so
you're sounding a lot of soy right now, dude.
I went through my list and I was like, I can't in good conscience put that on because I'm not that excited anymore about that stuff. So RIP to Aquaman, Flash, Shazam. But my number 10 is Mission Impossible.
Okay.
So this is, do you know what it?
He's a Tom Cruise fan now. He's not a DC fan anymore.
Yeah, that's what I've become. But
TC fan.
you guys will be honorable mention. There was 2 that were right there. I thought about the Penguin Show, but I don't know if it's coming out this year,
Yeah.
so that was there. And then Dune Part 2 got booted out. Dune Part 2 is 11th. Mission Impossible is number 10. I'm running with my boy Tom Cruise. How his sick run, I'm running with him all the way to the bank because Top Gun Maverick was amazing, and I think this one's going to be another one. He has these amazing videos that he's put out where he's skydiving, where he's doing these amazing stunts. I'm in. I'm 100% in. That's my number 10. Take it to the bank. It's going to be a hit and a great movie. Fantastic.
So that means since no one spoke up, you're the only one who has it.
I
in your
actually
top-
forgot about our rules. I had it higher. But, you know, we'll just go with it.
Well,
because,
okay.
that's how things roll. doing it live. So
Then I would
We're doing it live.
then I would just say what you're going to say about it now. Then
yeah, basically everything you said. TC all the way.
copy paste,
Yeah.
Control C.
I
Control
second,
V.
I second what Jones
I feel that, dude. That's easy.
Yeah, no, the last Mission Impossible was awesome, and he just finds a way to keep topping what they did in the last one somehow, and specifically stunt wise. I mean,
Yeah.
it just seems like they're just going all out. So
And the trailer looks great.
yeah, looks great. Are there any new cat? Oh, I guess Haley Atwell.
Yeah.
She's new. She'll be good. So yeah, looking forward to
Do
it.
you want to tell us what it's on your?
Ooh,
I mean, we might as well know now.
what actual number
what's
it
the
is?
number?
Yeah.
I had it 5.
Wow, that's
top
high.
five.
Top 5.
That's my boy. All right.
Yep.
My boy, Blue. All right, Sea-Dog, number 10.
All right, my number 10 is Loki season 2.
Okay.
Really?
Does
Whoa.
anyone have it?
I do not
no
have
one
it.
has it. All right.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm really digging around here. It was between that and X-Men '97.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was really close. I just don't know what to expect with X-Men '97. And so that's why I went with Loki, because I enjoyed it, and I also want to see where they're going with that kind of stuff. And so it's obviously number 10 for a reason, guys. It wasn't my favorite, but it's on the list.
Sure.
All right. I'm going to go with something that's probably going to upset people, but Bad Batch is on the 10.
It's not even on my
fine.
list.
Yeah, I don't even have it on my
Are you
list.
Not on mine.
Yeah.
No,
You're the only one that has it on your list. Yeah.
And I'm the only one?
Yeah. I'm upset.
upset.
I'm upset you have it on your list.
I thought you guys were going to get upset that I had it so low.
See, crazy things are happening right now.
Oh, this is
Our
bad.
lists
Okay,
are.
yeah, Bad Batch.
See, last year it was also similar, and now it's gonna be random, super random. Wow.
All right, so Bad Batch, good. Just excited to see where the story goes.
Okay.
And I mean, it's like it's not super excited, but it gets on the list. It'll be something I'm going to watch and excited for.
And that comes out.
It comes out this week on Wednesday.
There you go. You don't have to wait long.
All right,
Have to wait long.
Yeah. Yeah. It was one of those I was like, I'm excited for it, but not like, I can't wait for Bad Batch season
It's
2.
not better than a table.
It's going to be in
No, it's not.
No, not even close.
But
I
not
should have
even
been like,
not
I'm
even a,
excited about a couch.
but not
There's
even a
couch coming.
table that he's
nerd
gonna
couch.
get that he might get.
Exactly.
I'm excited.
It's-
it exists.
No, he will for sure get it.
It's the possibility that he might get the table.
Here's
That's
the thing.
how good
But if
it
I
is.
get that table's going to be with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Bad Batch, I'm going to watch it.
Yep.
Maybe rewatch it at some point.
Yep. Heirloom quality.
Heirloom quality, boy.
Well, we'll find
Amish
5
people
years-
making it.
Cut to
Yeah,
5 years
for
when
real.
we're all just reviewing furniture.
That's right. If,
Hey, I do
if it's
have-
nerdy
it's-
furniture,
I do have
Yes.
my Amish hutch that I put my Lego minifigures
And it's
in,
legit,
so
isn't
it's
it?
legit, yeah.
Nice.
Thank you, Amish.
Awesome. That's
All
a
right.
great pick. Great pick.
Do we
Love it.
want to? Let's. Yeah. Okay.
You want reverse skis?
Well, that's what I was thinking. Do you want to
Okay,
do
let's
that
go
way?
first.
And
You
then-
go first now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure. My number 9 is this one. I think is going to get bumped because you guys have it higher. But Across the Spider-Verse is my number 9.
Yeah, I'll
Higher?
have it higher.
Okay.
we're bumping it.
So, Mick,
I never said my 10, but I know it'll be bumped.
you didn't say your 10?
No, because I
okay.
just said 5 with you.
Oh,
but,
right.
my
Sorry
my
about
10
that.
is Ahsoka, but I know you guys have it higher.
Oh, that's
At a number 10?
Whoa.
Okay.
okay. So what's your 9?
Right.
When we get to your 5, I'm gonna be upset. I'm kind of
We're
upset
gonna
that
be- we're gonna be
Ahsoka's 10 and
judgmental. We're gonna
freaking
be
Mission
nerdy.
Impossible
so,
5.
so this is top 10 about everything coming out this year. And like Jonah,
That's nerdy, yeah.
I don't have anything DC for the same reasons. So I think it says a lot that it made it top 10. What number are we on?
9.
We're on 9. We're on
9, I have John Wick Chapter 4.
Okay.
Not on my list.
Not on mine either.
Big fan of the series. I think Keanu Reeves kills it at his old age. Same with Tom
Literally.
Cruise. Literally kills them, others. But no, it's a great series. It just is a fun action summer blockbuster you can always count on to just knock it out of the park. And just the world building that they do in the movies is just very rich and I think unique in a way that makes it stand out even more, other than Keanu Reeves just slaughtering. So.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll be good. I think the only reason I wasn't excited for it is I think 3 was it left.
You think it
was
peaked, or-
lacking for me.
I agree.
It was
Okay.
like 1 was great, 2 was great, and then I'm like,
What was
3,
missing
wah.
for you?
I just feel like we're dragging out the story.
We're going to the well too many times.
Yeah.
You can
like-
only go so far with the same stuff.
with him coming and being like, now everyone else is after me. You know what
I will say if
who
this
else?
one doesn't have because I think they're doing one more after it or
Yeah,
something.
supposedly.
Yeah.
If it's not clear on like where the ending is going, I'm gonna be I think in more your camp.
Yeah.
Where I'm like,
Do they kill a dog every movie?
They do. They're contractually obligated.
that's what gets the butts in the seats, right?
Yeah. My number 9 is Starfield. Might be bumped by Joel. Not
No.
bumped.
Not bummed.
Okay. That's really funny because I feel like you would play that before I would play it. Or you would also. No? Okay.
Joel
Crystal
forgot it.
maybe.
Joel
But we
forgot
don't have
about
an
it.
Xbox.
I am.
Joel pulled the Lord of the Rings like me.
He forgot it. It's like,
was
oh, Starfield.
You seen that in my face?
It's like a huge game. I'm actually probably not going to play it, which is funny, but I actually just super enjoy working during the day, watching a Twitch streamer stream it, and I get to enjoy the game's storyline. And also get to do some work at the same time. So I bet the story and the gameplay is going to be awesome.
So it's another table situation, what you're saying.
I just
Like
feel
you're not going to really
No.
play it.
You know, the funny thing is, it's actually more of like, I don't know, watching a movie. All right, what's yours?
I just
Idiot.
back on Starfield. I just feel like I have a bad feeling about it.
That's crazy. That's
I don't think
crazy.
it's gonna work. I think
Really?
it might be the first failed project of Bethesda.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
wow.
You heard it here
This
first.
guy's normally not on our podcast, guys. Just so
All right.
Yeah, sign off on
We'll
this
see.
one. We
We'll
don't sign
see.
off on this one.
All right. Number 9 for me is Breath of the Wild 2.
Well,
That's
way
higher.
higher.
That's higher.
Yeah,
for
we're going to bump that
we're
one.
bumping it. We
right.
bumping it.
Josh's 9.
My 9 is Last of Us.
Wow, really?
The show.
Bump it
Bump?
also. Bump it also. Yeah.
All right, we're bumping it.
Okay, Mick, you do your 8.
My 8 is Spider-Verse, but somebody else
Yeah, bumping
said
it.
it.
Bumping
so
it.
Bump it.
Corey's 8.
I said Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Bump.
Bumping
Bump.
it. Yeah.
Oh, Tears of the Kingdom, right? I was saying
Tears of the
right,
Kingdom,
right.
guys.
Joel's 8.
I've got one that none of you are going to have, I promise. It's called Black Skylands.
I have it. Bump.
And get out of here. It's an indie game that's on Steam. It's a pixel. You're flying around in an airship, taking over islands. It's a beautiful game. I've already played it, but its full release is coming, and these guys are just doing amazing updates. So I'm excited for that. And also, hopefully, it moves off to the Switch because that's what they say is happening, and it'll be a game that will definitely be worth it.
What type of game is this?
Okay, so it's almost like a twin stick shooter, but with like some magic and steampunk thrown into it because you're building these. Then you get into these the airships. You customize your own airship. You fight against pirates and like a zombie invasion, and you got a storyline going through. It's really cool. They got raids now. It's a really, really, really fun
Single
game.
player?
And they just integrated multiplayer.
Cool. And the name of this was, again, one more time?
This is called Black Skylands.
Okay. Sweet. I'll keep an eye out for it.
Choop, your number 8.
This one, I don't know if any of you guys are going to have it.
It's a futon.
Yes, it is a futon. Masters of the Air.
Nope.
That does sound like a food.
Fools. Fools, every last one of you.
Okay.
This is
All right. That was strong.
You're a pack of fools.
Fools, I say.
Masters of the Air is the adaptation of the book Band of Brothers, The Pacific. This is the one focused on the Air Force.
Interesting.
So they've been working on it forever. Like ever since Band of Brothers, it's been in the works, but finally it's coming out this year.
Is it still like Steven
Steven Spielberg,
Tom
Hanks, executive producer. A bunch of the writers are coming back
Jimmy
from
Fallon
Band
in
of
it?
Brothers. Maybe we'll see. I think the guy from Elvis is in it.
Austin
Austin
Butler.
Butler, Barry Keoghan, however you say his name, the Joker.
Kilgan.
He's in it. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Nice. That's a good one. I'm excited for that too.
And
Very cool. I am a fool.
that's HBO.
It's coming out on Apple TV.
Oh, nice.
On Apple
The
Plus.
other ones were HBO, right?
Yeah, the other ones were originally HBO.
Okay, yeah.
This one they said it comes out in the spring, which it's crazy because no one's heard anything about it.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
crazy.
What was it called again?
It's Masters of the Air.
Yeah, I literally thought you were about to be like, it's a spin-off of Avatar, The Last Airbender. And I was like, sweet, never heard of
I
that.
was thinking He-Man, something like Masters of the
He-Man,
Universe.
Masters of the Air.
My 8 is the Mario movie. Am I bumping that?
I
Bumping
think
it.
So
We're bumping it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not, no.
So that's all our 8s. Corey, yours start us with 7s.
Yeah, 7 is the Last of Us series. Is that bumped?
Anybody else have it
You have it
higher?
higher than 7, Mick?
I already picked it.
okay.
Someone else said it, right?
I said it, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what number.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bumped,
But yeah.
bumped for me.
All right, Joel.
7.
I would go Mario movie too.
Bump it.
All right.
Or, you know what,
Louder.
I'm sorry, it is my 7 also.
Oh, never
oh,
mind
Let's do
then.
Last of Us. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Mick's throwing this whole
I'm
thing
sorry.
off.
Because
I'm
no
sorry.
one, no one has Last of Us higher than 7, right?
No.
No.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead, Corey.
I mean, this is probably the most promising video game series that I've seen. So I'm just stoked for it. I really enjoyed the game. The storytelling is really well done. The emotions there, the pull is there, and I think that the actors look good. And I don't know, for everything that I've seen, looks very promising. So yeah, I'm excited for a video game series to hopefully do good. Knock on wood. I don't know wherever that is back here, but yeah. I hope so. Wishful thinking maybe, but it looks really, really good.
Mick, you have some?
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's really hard not to go into it, and you know, it's a video game property, so those generally don't do that well. But Corey's right; it does look like it's got the best shot, I think. And if they do it right, I think it could be better than the game, just because they'd have so much more time to I think character development, and less, you know, like we're just walking through a town and shooting things. So I think they said it'll be around how many episodes? Like
I think it's
8
like,
or
yeah, I think
something?
it's 8 or 10.
yeah, so that's plenty of time to do that. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
The reason it's not on my list is because I've never played the games. So it looks cool to me, and I'm really excited to watch it. But it didn't get on my 10 because I don't have anything to. Like, I'm sure if I played the games and I'd be like, oh yeah, it's on my top 10. But since I haven't, it's kind of like, no, I'll watch it. But
Now, without going into spoilers, if they follow the game, do you think people are going to be turned off because it's a pretty dark game and actually pretty depressing?
I don't think people will be turned off. There's plenty of shows out there now that are like pretty dark, and they do. I mean, I would say Game of Thrones is pretty dark.
Yeah, but they tend to end on a better note, and Game of Thrones ended on a pretty bad, sour note for a lot of people. You know?
Yeah, but story wise, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just that they didn't like the way, like, oh, that's a dumb, what brand, whatever, you know? what
yeah,
I
it
mean?
wasn't because it was
Brand the
depressing.
Builder. Yeah, so I don't know. There's definitely a little bit of that, but the thing is, they're gonna watch it until the end, and then they're gonna be upset. You know what I mean? So they'll hook them until the end.
long as they get the.
Yeah, it was my 9. Last of Us was. Yeah, I'm just excited for the cast. The cast looks great.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal's a great actor. And yeah, I just like adaptations of things. Like, almost for me, it's almost more fun seeing the differences between game to show and why they made certain decisions.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like that. You know, they're like, why did they change that? But I like trying to figure out, well, that wouldn't really work in you know, on a show or in a movie compared to in the game. So for me, I think it'll be a fun experience to kind of see how it holds up to the game and what kind of changes they make and whether or not that was the right decision or not. So
Yeah, it's interesting though, because Last of Us already is like so cinematic.
yeah.
that it'll be. I mean, they definitely have to make changes here and there. So yeah, it'll be interesting for sure.
I think one of the things that most games have to compete with, shows have to compete with the game, is that level of investment and care that you have in the character that you're playing. It's like you care about the decisions and what happens to this character because you spend so much time with them. They don't get that benefit in the series because it's only 8 episodes long, which is not that long in the grand scheme of things. So I'm very interested to see how they make the decisions. How do they make you more invested in the characters? The story is very strong. Is it strong enough? I guess we'll see. But yeah, looking forward to it. Who are we on now?
Joel set his 7.
My 7
Yeah.
is Mario movie also.
Oh,
yeah.
Bumping
All
it.
right.
Okay, Josh, your 7.
My 7 is Dune 2. Are we staying or are we bumping it?
Bump it.
Okay.
My 7 is Star Wars Jedi Survivor. We bumping?
I don't have it.
I have it at 6.
Okay.
It's close enough, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I love the first one. I think the story was really cool. My least favorite thing about the first one was the map and how you had
Yeah.
to walk through it, and hopefully they fix that. the gameplay video they showed, there seemed to be a lot of different ways of combat, because after a while the combat did get a little repetitive. So there seems to be a lot of different options. I think the story is intriguing to me because it's a Jedi that's been in stasis or frozen from the what was it? The New Republic, the High Republic.
So.
What is it?
Yeah, Hyrule.
The High Republic.
And so that's interesting to be in that time frame. I'm hoping Cal Kestis kind of gets into the shows somehow, so that I want to see if that gets progressed in any way. So, game I'm really excited for, and yeah, so
Yeah, it says a lot about Star Wars and just what they did with the game that I liked it so much, because that type of game really isn't my thing, really. So the fact that I enjoyed it a lot, I think says a lot about the game, at least for me. So, but yeah, same what you were saying. Just it looks like they're building on the lore that they created, and Cal Kestis is such a fun character, and to see where he'll go. So, yeah.
So what's your 7? Right? Or was that Last of Us?
Yep. Yeah, my 7
Okay.
was Last of Us, and that was my
That's-
6.
So that's Joel's.
Yeah.
So now we go on to what would be
Your 6.
Wrong 6.
6 is Oppenheimer.
Bump it.
I think I'm bumping that.
Bump it.
Bumping it, huh?
Yeah, bump.
So my number 6 is the Mario movie.
Is that the highest?
I think that's the highest.
That's highest.
That's
yeah.
where you guys need to say.
Yeah, let's do it.
Mario was my 8. So go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it wasn't on my list last year, but it was clearly
It was
on
on mine.
Jonas. But yeah, I mean, we've seen more trailers since then. We've seen some clips, and it looks really great. The animation looks solid. I like the voice acting looks good. He sounds good, even though people don't like Chris Pratt. I'm fine with it.
My boy.
And I really like Bowser. Sounds awesome
Yeah.
with Jack Black. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do. It'll be interesting to see if it does well, which I hope it does. See more animated shows come out. Listen, this is what I want to see. Let's get the Smash Bros. Universe going. You know what I'm saying? We'll start with some Mario. We'll start with some Donkey Kong, and then we'll join together
Samus.
like
Right.
the Avengers in the Smash Bros. Movie.
I'm down.
Absolutely.
And that's
Hey,
and that's-
Nintendo, hit me up, yo.
and that's access to Zelda and Link, and then they can go off into their own. Actually, get the
Live
movie.
actions.
That's right. Yeah, same thing. Mario movie was my 8. I had it on the list last year. I think it looks awesome. There hasn't been a miss as far as like all the trailers have worked for me. I like how it looks. I like Josh said, the voice acting all fits. Even Chris Pratt, I think it's going to be good. So yeah, I'm excited. The whole Mario Kart aspect of it, I thought was cool. The nods to Smash Bros were cool. So I just think they kind of know what they're doing with it, and that makes me excited. And I think Nintendo's gonna, once they wet their whistle with this, I think that it's gonna open up more properties to do some series. So I'm hoping for a Zelda series.
Yeah, absolutely. I really, when I saw, well, first of all, it's coming out in April, which I already told my wife we're doing that as one of my birthday gifts. That's what we're doing. We're gonna go watch it.
Just one of them? Greedy.
One. Well, hey man, come on, got to set the standard high here.
He gets one present per year he lives.
And so, yeah, I think so too. It just looks gorgeous, and I feel it's got the vibe of kind of like the Lego Movie to some degree,
Yeah.
which had great writing. And so this seems to be in that area. The comedy seems to be on point, and it's just gorgeous to look at. So
Yeah.
I'm super excited about that.
It's not on my list, boys.
Not on my list.
That's fine.
Okay.
Just missed out.
What are we on now then?
We're on year 6.
My 6? This is probably gonna get bumped. Diablo 4.
Bump.
Bump it.
Bump it.
Okay, Mick.
Not on my list.
You think you're special or
So
something?
what's your 6, Mick?
Well, we talked about my 6 was
his-
Last of Us.
yeah.
Oh, right. My Spider-Man. So is that bumped?
Yeah,
Bump
we're
it for
bumping
me.
it.
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
All right. I think now we're on.
Oh, wait, which
5,
Spider-Man?
right?
6. Across the.
Oh, I already said my 6.
Spider-Verse?
My 6
Okay.
was Oppenheimer.
Yeah. So
Now we're on my 5.
Yeah.
Which is my 5 is Diablo 4.
Bump it.
Bump it.
We're gonna bump it all day, boys.
Okay, my 5 is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Bump it.
Bumping it? Okay.
Mick's bumping a lot of stuff. Are you sure you got your list?
In the end, he's not going to have them. He just
We already
doesn't
did your
understand.
5, right? Well, we talked about your 5, right?
Yeah, my 5 was
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
Yep.
So remember all the things that he had on his list before Mission Impossible. Let's just remember that, okay, guys?
I mean, we're recording it.
Yeah, you can go
Remember.
back.
Nope.
Sea-Dog, 5.
My 5. You guys are gonna be pissed. Mando season 3.
No, bump it.
Bump it.
Bump it.
Yeah.
Louder.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me is Ahsoka.
Bump.
That's bumped. All right, my 4 then.
Yep.
Mando season 3.
Wait, Josh, don't we jump to
No,
Josh?
because he did his
'Cause I
5,
did
so now I'm doing.
Yeah.
What did you say?
I have Mando.
For
Bump it.
Bump it. Okay.
Bump it.
Mick,
right.
what's your 4?
My 4.
Are you just picking from like
I'm
Looking at upcoming
Marvel Spider-Man 2 for PS5.
Oh.
Oh,
I don't have it on my list.
Okay.
Yep.
Not on
Not
my
here.
list.
it's
No.
just
No.
you. Talk to us.
Well, the first one I think was an amazing game because it played the way you remember the old Spider-Mans played because they don't hold up that well. And it was definitely like at a time where I was wanting like some good Spider-Man stuff. And it has one of the best stories for, I think, Peter Parker and just his family, what he goes through. And it was just done really well. And then kind of feeding off of that with the Miles Morales game that came out. Same thing. They're just knocking it out of the park. So really looking forward to the second one. I think it'll be really fun.
You mean knocking it out of the Parker?
Okay.
Boo.
Move on.
Is that come out in December?
I think it's summertime.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be delayed.
For some reason, I thought it was end of year, and I was like, I don't know if it'll make the list.
Yeah.
Because I thought it.
Because I was looking at like lists and I didn't see it anywhere, but
Yeah.
it's probably just late.
Yeah,
It's just
but
later.
who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, the first game's awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't done the DLC with the Miles Morales, but I want to get around to that. But yeah, that looks cool. Venom, right, is teased at least.
Venom, I think Kraven the Hunter.
Oh yeah, nice.
So yeah, it'll be a fun ride.
4?
Corey, yeah, you're 4.
No one's gonna have this. And yeah, it's Legend of Vox Machina season 2. This.
Oh my gosh. No.
Yeah. Right.
The first season was on your list.
Yeah. And I enjoyed it. It was a little too rough around the edges, a little too adult for me. But I'm gonna be honest. I think season 2 is gonna be less so because I know what happens. You know, I know the story, but
Not as much sex going on.
the amount, just less sex. But there's just a lot of really cool stuff. Like the first season was all right, and a lot of people really love that storyline. But my favorite storyline is season 2, what they're gonna go over, and you know, it's awesome. It includes dragons and stuff, and it's just super cool. I'm really stoked to see what they did. They had a trailer and they showed the animation, and it just looks so beautiful, and it's just such a high quality show, and so I'm just excited to check it out. Super stoked for it.
Cool.
Awesome. Dune 2 is on my list, number 4.
Higher? Anyone
Nope.
have it higher?
I had,
All right.
It was my 7.
It was my 11.
Okay.
So Dune 2, Dune 1, I think they knocked it out of the park.
What would you rate Dune 1?
9 out of 10.
Masterpiece.
Okay.
9 out of 10.
Okay, then this makes sense. Yeah.
The music, I mean,
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, Hans Zimmer did an amazing job.
The goat.
Vinny,
Benny
Villeneuve. that dude was.
You say
I mean,
Nueve? All right.
I've like all his recent movies. I've enjoyed them tremendously because the guy has such an incredible vision for movies.
Remind me of what else he's done.
Blade Runner.
Yeah, he was-
Arrival.
Right. Okay. All right.
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, you watch his movies and they're just breathtaking. Really.
Did he do
I
Ex
think
Machina?
that
No,
No,
that's,
he didn't.
I can't remember what the guy's name is.
Somebody else.
Something Ferguson or I don't know.
yeah. So anyway,
Craig Ferguson.
I've found that like I've really enjoyed his. I think he's just so artistic, and I think that he puts artistry above a lot of the stuff, and I feel that. I think they're movies that you can definitely feel. So and added with the great cast. I'm just so stoked for Dune 2. I'm really excited, and especially with Sting's return. I'm excited for that too.
Yeah.
You better return. That'd be the best part.
I'm excited for the hamburger.
That's awesome, dude.
It's amazing.
You had it on your list?
Yeah.
I'm ready for the little vibrato sword. Oh no! It's gonna go through my shield.
So if it's slow enough.
If it's slow enough.
Hey, that's how it works, bro. World building.
Yeah, cool, man.
World building.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Go
for
faster,
it.
please.
It was my 7. And yeah, it's another one of those things that I'm like, having read the book, I'm interested to see how they adapt some of the things. I think they did a great job of adapting the first part of the book in the movie. Stuff they removed, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense why you would remove that. You can't really spend all that time looking at that stuff. So yeah, it'll just be interesting to see how he kind of delivers on closing out the book. And yeah, it's coming out a lot sooner than I expected. So hopefully it makes that 2023 release.
Is it December again?
I think, yeah, end of year, that's all they said.
I mean, it probably will because Warner Brothers is strapped for cash. They need something to be
yeah.
good because they just totally dunked all their DC movies.
Did anyone else have it on their list? So how many times did you guys watch Dune 1? Any repeat views?
I watched it probably like 4 times.
4 times in theater, or you got it?
No, I
and
did
then-
theater once,
Yeah,
and then afterwards I saw it
Pirated
on a
copies.
big screen TV with. But it was. I mean, I had to. It was definitely
Cool.
worthwhile watching it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I saw it twice.
You saw
Yeah,
it
same thing.
twice?
I've watched it twice.
Okay. Nice.
But it's definitely
I
one of
watched
those
it
that
once. Yeah.
that I'll still go back and I'll
Really?
watch. Yeah.
Oh wow.
He'll go back and ponder it
Yeah.
frequently.
Yes. I ponder.
My boy Denis.
Well,
Chalamet.
do you guys? Are you guys? Do you do the? I'll watch number 1 before I watch 2 again, like kind of like
Yeah,
a
definitely.
recap. Yeah, refresher. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Are we on your 4
What
now?
number was that? 4.
Yeah, I think so.
That's 4.
My 4 is Into the Spider-Verse.
Anyone have it higher?
No.
I had it lower.
Mick's got a
You had a
yeah.
lower?
I think we punted on something.
Then
yeah,
you're
we-
the
So I think
highest.
I have the highest.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I had it on mine, but it's number 9 for me.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just start us out because I've got it the highest. Yeah, if the first one was one of my favorite
So good.
movies. Like I feel like it's just great. It's a great fun watch. The visuals are awesome. The story's great. You really like connect with the characters, and for them to do that with like animated characters, they just did such a good job with it. And then bringing in all the different cast members and just kind of introducing us to that world was pretty sweet.
Bringing all the different cats. I thought you said I was like, watch the wrong.
But yeah, I'm
The
excited.
art style is just magnificent.
Yeah.
And this one's gonna have like millions of different
Right.
millions, but
I hear it has a lot of spiders.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
verses. Yeah.
So yeah, they said every I think universe has their own specific art style,
Yeah.
is what they said. So,
Super cool.
It'll be really
crazy.
cool to see what that looks like. We already saw a little bit in the trailer, and
Yeah.
I'm super excited. Bummed it got moved from last year, but
Yeah.
excited for it to come out this year.
Yeah, it's my 9. I liked it. I'm not a huge I'm not like others that say it's like the best Spider-Man movie ever made or it's the best superhero movie ever made. I really enjoyed it. There were some parts that where I got dizzy because of the animation and how it was moving around. So that's where I'm a little. That's why it's not as high because I'm like, am I going to go into this and if it's so many different art styles and kind of, am I going to then be like, well, getting sick? So that's where I'm like, I hope it's not that way, but there was parts in the first one where I started feeling that way because it has a weird, like, it's interesting animation that it's not fully there.
It's almost like it's like at 30 frames or something.
Yeah,
like that.
it's,
Yes.
I think they even said that
yes.
not everything, but certain. I think Miles specifically is
He's like 15 frames.
yeah,
yeah, the
most of the
frames are
characters
off.
are yeah.
yeah. So there was just something there that after a while on certain parts that I was like, I'm starting to get nauseous. So I hope that's not the case for this one as much, but the story was good and not as high as everyone else, but it's still my number 9.
Yeah. I think in terms of just the story, a lot of it has to go to the character of Miles. I mean, he's just such a fun, unique character, and I'm glad that it did really well because he deserves to have his own Spider-Man movie for sure. So if we're going to explore more of him and more spiders, more verses,
Yeah.
I'm all for it. So Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a really well balanced movie, and just the animation quality is just it's like so top notch, and it's like what everyone's looking at. It's like they're all looking at Arcane, and they're looking at Spider-Man, and they're all just like, that's it, like be unique like that, and all the animators are like, what the heck, like this is what you're comparing me to? This is unfair.
That's all we have to do. And
it's
something
like
groundbreaking.
And if you,
Oscar worthy movie.
if you see that trailer, like the teaser and the trailer, it's like you see how many things they animated and how fast they animated, like through just going through the different like wormholes or whatever, like teleporter things, and like you just see how much time and effort's just been into this movie. It's just like, oof. I mean, if I was going to put money on something doing well, it'd be this one, because the first one was so good.
Yeah.
And it was just high quality. So that was my 6. Yeah, that was my 6. Pretty
Nice.
high.
It is exciting to see like a renaissance, or not, maybe like a breath of fresh air
Yes,
in animation.
yes.
And they are so unique that you say, wow, this is incredible what they're doing now. And so I don't know if that has to do with artistry, probably yes, technology, yes, and just vision, and just someone to believe, to be like, yeah, you can do something as nuts as this, and it translates. You know,
I mean,
incredible.
it's like you're taking all these different inspirations and you're molding it into something new. And then 10 years from now, they're going to be using that as inspiration, and it's going to be molded into other things. Like that's creative, that's the creative world. And it's like you see him animated at almost 15 frames. It looks like clay, like stop motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
And that's the inspiration, right? So it's just so cool. I love that. I'm excited to see it.
So that was your 4.
That was 4,
Yep,
right?
my 4.
Anyone else have 4, or are we moving? We're on
Moving
to
on
3.
to 3.
Moving on.
Okay.
No, 3. Yeah.
All right. Do I give my 3?
I can't remember who it is. Whoever wants to go for it. I lost my spot.
My 3 is Oppenheimer for me.
Same
is
for
that
me.
higher for anybody else?
No,
No.
I had
All right.
Not on my list.
Not even
Not
on my
nerdy,
list.
bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Get out. Movies are nerdy.
Science.
Movies are nerdy.
100%.
Nolan
right.
fans are nerdy.
Yeah. I just
This
playing
guy
it up.
threw a table on his.
A game table. bro.
Gaming
okay,
table, bro.
okay. Well, I've got
You'd
got
never-
steel books. Those are nerdy collectors.
True.
Stuff. I have all Nolan's movies. Anyway,
Yeah, tell us about Oppenheimer,
and there's also a thing called History Nerds. Come on, guys. Oppenheimer looks great. Christopher Nolan has not missed yet. He doesn't have a single bad movie on his resume. It's a travesty that he has not won an Oscar for Best Directing. He was not even nominated for some of his best movies, which is stupid. He consistently makes amazing movies. They're creative. They're unique. He writes them. The music in them is always the best. Like, he doesn't know how to make bad movies. And this looks absolutely fantastic. The cast is absolutely insane. And just from seeing the trailers, there's the aspect of like some of it's in black and white, some of it's in color. So how's he going to play with that? It's like, is the black and white the current period, and then it goes back into the like, we don't know, but I think it's going to be awesome. They said that he recreated the blast or something without
explosion.
The
CG,
blast pattern, basically.
without CGI. So I'm
The
like,
shape and the look.
how did he do that? I'm excited
he
for
made
it.
a ball. He made an A-bomb.
He did, and he dropped it somewhere,
Yeah.
Topeka, Kansas, or something like
Yeah,
that.
and he bought that. He bought
Yeah.
that place. Yeah.
So it just everything about it gets me excited, and I can't wait to see it, because I think his movies, more than any other director, are, as Josh will always troll and complain about, but they look so good, you have to see them in theaters, and that's why I want to
Don't
go
even
see
think
it.
about watching it on your phone.
No,
don't
do
even
it.
think about
But
it.
what if you have a
you're gonna
4K
watch
retina?
on a tablet
No,
at least,
not even that.
minimum.
So yeah, Oppenheimer's my number 3, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just second what a bunch of you said. Is just
Copy paste.
Copy paste.
Copy paste. That's the way I roll. No, you're right. Christopher Nolan is like one of the few directors that I hear that he's doing a movie, I'm there. Like, I'm there to support it. I want to see it, because he has such a unique vision on what he does. Even when it's, something like Dunkirk, that's just a
Hysterical.
hysterical historical movie. It's still like unique. It still has his touch to it, and I'm sure that there'll be an element of time in this movie, because he always has that in his movies in some way or another. So, and yeah, like you said, the cast looks fully loaded. I think it's just going to be a very, very good movie.
What was Oppenheimer on your list?
3.
Okay. And Joel, you
It's
had it
also
on
number
yours?
3, yeah.
Oh, nice.
No, it's not 3. Sorry,
It's your
No,
lower, yeah.
it's lower. But yeah, I had it. It wasn't even on my radar, And you had mentioned it, and I was like, "Oh, Jonah's talking about Nolan again. Here we go." And but there were two things that really kind of pushed it over the edge for me was Cillian
Murphy.
Cillian.
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian.
Since I saw him as the Scarecrow,
Kyle Ion.
he really kind of blew me away. I don't think he got enough recognition as a Scarecrow because he was so good at being creepy and at the same time nuts. He played it so well. And anything I've seen from him afterwards is just he really needs more recognition. And now that he's at the head role of this movie, I watched the trailer and I was totally on board. So I'm super excited for it. I think this is the one. I think it's the one, the Oscar one.
I mean, it has to be.
yeah.
Even if it's bad, I think
It would be a
he'll get
travesty. But anyway, I'm excited about it, and count me. I'm excited also to the whole thing. He recreated the explosion. That's going to be interesting to see, and it's going to be a spectacle, definitely.
And one thing one thing I think Nolan is why he's so great is there are a lot of directors that end up having to like, if you look at the Tarantinos or even the Scorseses, they have to go to this kind of like either super gory or like, sex scenes or nudity. Just they end up throwing that stuff in the movies because they're like, oh, that's what people want to see. Nolan doesn't need any of that. His story is like the focal point. Whereas if we talk about Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's like the whole movie is based on trying to get you to the last 20 minutes where it's just like over the top gore and violence. And that's what everyone's like, oh yeah, once that moment hit, that becomes the thing. Nolan is like, my story, my writing, that's what the main course is. And I don't need all this other stuff to keep you entertained. So that's why I think Nolan is so good.
It'd be just so funny if this was the first movie where he does
just like a bunch of gore and just guts and
just being blown to pieces, just like super gory. And,
like a third sex scene in a row. Okay.
You made the atomic bomb. Wow, you're so hot. It's like, oh gosh, what is this?
Well, hopefully
He'll
not.
get an Oscar for it.
And he wins because
Yeah. Well, to this point, that hasn't happened. So
that'd just be hilarious.
I hear Jimmy Fallon's in it too, so that'll be exciting.
I will say it wasn't. I troll you. I'm making fun of you.
I troll you.
I troll.
I troll.
But the trailer came out 2 weeks ago or something like that, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch that. This is good. It looks really good. It's
Yeah,
like
'cause
every
the
Christopher Nolan movie.
Because
Like,
the teaser was
yeah, it's
like
gonna be really good.
nothing. Yeah. The trailer was good. It's not on my top 10. It's not
but
it.
so
It's not
your 3, Corey.
my 3 is Ahsoka.
Bump it.
Bump.
Really? Okay.
They have it like how this is their number 1.
My 3,
sure.
we're probably going to have to bump it. It's called Stone Shard.
Stone Shart.
What'd you say?
Stone Shard.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, so Stone Shard is roguelike with a gorgeous pixel graphics. It's on Steam. You can get the prologue. It's a massive world, and it's just it's a game that I fell in love with how it looks. And
Is
then
it action, adventure?
No, it's actually kind of
Puzzle?
old school because it has puzzle elements,
Okay.
but old school because you're looking above and you got your little beautiful little pixel guy, and when you move, the enemies move. So it's like kind of like turn based to some
Yes.
degree. So that makes the battles really kind of scary because one false move and you're gone. It has a really complex systems behind it, and it's just beautiful. The guys who are making it are actually in Eastern Europe. Some of them are in the Ukraine, and some of them were drafted into the war.
Wow.
But they're getting help from other people to build to complete it.
Wow.
And I think that also proceeds are going to help people survive the situation.
Wow.
But the game is just gorgeous. Like I said, if you have Steam, you can
And it's
play
a game promoting violence.
it.
I'm just joking.
Medieval violence.
Medieval
It's
violence.
different. It's a different kind
You're
of violence.
fighting. You're fighting orcs.
Just joking. I pictured him like shooting guns and stuff like that.
No.
Okay.
It's got that medieval, and like I said, it's
It's weird. The bad guy's name is
rogue.
Putin.
That's weird. Yeah.
It's a roguelike. But anyway,
Cool.
If anyone just wants to pop on there and check it out, like I said, you can download the demo. I fell in love with the demo. I'm following the updates every time an update comes. I play. I lose horribly because it's really hard.
Yeah.
But it's a game that I could see myself sinking, 100 hours into it.
Yeah, I actually saw this game being played and it looked very interesting because it's almost like back in the day when we'd play like Mega Man, you're like, I'm about to die on this boss, pause it. And we were all like, frick, what do we do now? It's like, okay, I can use some energy and like regen my health or whatever, but it's like now it's like you just stop.
Get my dog out.
You're like, well, what do I do now?
Yeah.
And then you have to plan out what you're going to do next. And roguelikes are always interesting because they have almost infinite replayability, which is super exciting. I'm sure a lot of PC gamers are going to love that. So,
Yeah.
cool. Very cool. What was that called?
Stone Shard. One word.
Sweet.
That was 3. We got your 2. Or did you do
I haven't
your
done my
3?
3
Okay,
yet.
let's do your 3.
My 3 is Amando Season 3.
Bump it.
Is that? Oh, wow.
Bumping it.
I had it at 4, so.
Okay.
You gotta have to bump it.
Number 2, does everyone give their 3s?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 2 is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Bump. No, just kidding.
That's the
That's
highest?
my 2.
It's your 2?
Yep.
Okay.
Really?
Well done, sir.
You know what?
I don't know.
Let me hold this shake because this doesn't happen
We
a lot.
gotta do the you thought I love the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
We
Predator
gotta
shake.
grease you guys up a little bit. First.
I am, yeah, no thanks. I'm stoked for this game. I'm waiting for a Nintendo Direct that's just all about the game to give us an
So
actual.
for them to be like, oh, sorry, it has been
Yeah,
delayed.
but we are working very hard for more. But that's what I'm so excited for it. I think Breath of the Wild, I've been playing it a lot recently again, finding all those Korok seeds. I have 500 to go.
You say Clorox?
Yeah.
Korok.
Tide Pods.
Yeah, Tide Pods.
But
Don't
I'm
eat those.
excited for kind of the lore of it. I've been watching all these videos on like, well, what is it? Where's Ganon been? What is this whole thing? Does it have to do with the Zonai that are part of Breath of the Wild? And they're an extinct civilization. A lot of the architecture in the new one is that, and the colors, and so it's really cool to me. I think this is going to probably be the last major game for the Switch before Nintendo announces their new console. So I think that's kind of a cool way to go out, is like give us Breath of the Wild 2. I can't wait for it. So, and I already have a Switch. I don't have to buy a PS5 to play the Jedi Survivor. So I already have it. Give it to me, and I'll play it.
What would you say if in the Mario movie they have the release trailer?
Oh, that would be sick.
Wouldn't that be great?
That would be awesome. I doubt they'd do that. Have they ever done a trailer for a game before a movie?
I
No.
think they have. I think so.
They would do
What
Gears
game?
of War. Gears of War trailers.
But like
back
not in the
day.
previews, but like they do those before. Like you know how they
Yeah.
theaters do like the Nuvi and all that kind of stuff, and they do like that kind of stuff. But I'm thinking like a actual trailer during the preview a lot of time.
They do the Nintendo Direct before the movie. That'd be pretty crazy.
Everyone's like,
It'd be a
"What's
baller
this?"
move. Yeah.
Yeah,
they're like,
so many
"Oh, okay."
kids would be so confused. They'd be like, what is this?
What about you?
No, for me, it's just, there's something about a Zelda game coming out. I don't know. It's just like brings back nostalgia. I love Zelda games. Just getting into the world, looking into the lore, trying to figure out where it fits in the timeline. This one's a little different because it's like, well, it probably comes after Breath of the Wild kind of thing. But yeah, I'm just super excited for it. Just interesting to see where the story goes. We literally know nothing about it so far. We've seen a couple trailers, and that's about it. So yeah, I'm super excited to see what the game's all about, and I'm really excited to play it.
I got to save up for whatever pre-order thing they're going to do.
Well, they're supposedly doing OLED special edition with the gold.
That's
Joy-Cons.
stupid.
New Switch.
Yeah, that's your pre-order. You gotta get
There
the
you
new
go,
Switch.
son.
Well, better start saving now.
Yeah.
So that's R2 D2. R2. Our number
Yeah,
two.
we got it. We
I
got
thought you
it.
were saying Mighty Ducks dude. I was like, well, that's not on my list.
Mick, number 2. What do you got?
My 2 is Hogwarts Legacy.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Bump! No way. No way.
It's kind of the same thing with the Jedi games. The RPG stuff really isn't my thing, but I'm such a huge fan of the Harry Potter lore. So, yeah, just watching a bunch of the game footage that they've released, it seems like they're very confident in what they've made. And The combat looks really fun and great. The exploration of just the castle alone just seems like it'd be a lot of fun. And then just out and about flying on a hippogriff if you want.
If you will.
If you will. No, yeah, the game just looks like a lot of fun, especially if you're a fan of the lore. So, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
No one else had
It's
it on their
definitely
list?
on Crystal's list.
Yeah, I think it's her number one.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it is her number one.
Sea-Dog, number 2.
You guys are gonna bump it because I think it's all your guys' ones. Ahsoka.
Bump it.
Bump it.
Joel, what's yours?
Mando. Mando's my number 2.
Nice.
Bump it.
No, because they have Ahsoka.
I have Mando season 3 as my number 4.
Okay.
And it was my 3.
Yeah.
All right. So that's my 2.
It was
So
something.
no.
Did you have it on your list, Mick?
I did not.
It was my
That's
5.
crazy.
It was my 5.
Mission Impossible. You got Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's,
let me just
five.
say,
that's crazy.
you guys gave me hell for not having Lord of the Rings on my list. And he can't have Mando?
Well, it's just
That's
because
what I'm saying.
It's because
Wait,
you
we're
forgot
not
about
saying
it.
You just need to step up your.
Wait, you
crap
didn't forget
talking.
about Mando?
I did not forget about it.
Wow. You're more excited about Mission Impossible than Mando season 3.
Yeah.
Scooch over
Joel,
this
go ahead.
way.
So
Let's move on.
looks like you guys might have a new empty chair in there.
I'm taking
Send in your resume.
So Mando.
Joel, what are you moving up here?
I might say this would have been if you would have told me, hey, there's a Mandalorian show, and I had no idea about it, I'd probably get it. Like it might not even get in my top 10. But Mando has consistently shown that it is just an amazing show, built for the fans. Every episode you watch is just beautiful. It's profound. There are some real moments that are just kind of. My brother-in-law was rewatching it with my mother-in-law, who's never seen it before, and I was taking care of my daughter, and so they were getting ready for a bath, and so I was walking in and watching the episode, and then I would go in and my wife would be like, "Hey, bring me this," and I would go in and I was like, I've seen it before, but I had to watch him again, and so that is true. I mean, I think we're spoiled for Star Wars stuff. Like we have some really amazing Star Wars stuff coming through. They're hitting it out of the park. Dave Filoni is masterful in all of this. These shows are doing great. And I mean, there's Baby Yoda right here on this table. I mean, that's how impactful it is. So
Grogu.
Grogu. Sorry.
Don't let it happen again.
Yeah, it won't. But yeah, so I'm excited. They've hit. It's been a home run every season, and I'm ready for another home run.
Wow.
Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, it was my 3. But yeah, I'm excited for it. Like you said, every season has gotten better. It delivers on great heartfelt moments. It delivers on great fan moments. I liked Book of Boba Fett. The best part of Book of Boba Fett was the Mando episode and all the Mando stuff. So I'm ready for season 3 of Mando. I'm excited to see the stuff with Bo-Katan. I'm excited to see the stuff with Mandalore. Just the setup that we saw with that shot of the almost Terminator movie with the destruction of Mandalore. I'm excited to see that. Give us more flashbacks, maybe delve more into the history. Maybe show us some more of the Mandalorian Jedi, the first Tor Vizsla, I think his name was, who originally had the Darksaber. That would be sweet to get. If we could get a flashback of that, that would be pretty amazing. So yeah, I'm just super excited for Mando season 3.
Yeah, same. It was 4 for me. It comes out in a couple months, so we don't have to wait that long to get it. The best thing that Kathleen Kennedy and Disney Star Wars have ever done is get Dave Filoni more involved with Jon Favreau and this kind of stuff. Because what he's building, I think, is awesome. The Mandalorian culture is one of the coolest things about the Clone Wars, about Rebels, and Dave Filoni has had a hand in all of that. And for him to be able to kind of build this out and give us more lore in Mandalore and with these characters, I think is the smartest thing they've ever done. And I think they're going to be setting up some really cool things. Dave Filoni is credited on writing 2 of the episodes, So I think those for me are going to be the most
Ahsoka episodes.
and those are going to be the ones that are going to tease Ahsoka. You're going to have Ahsoka showing up, or Luke, or these other characters. And as somebody that speculates irresponsibly all the time and always goes for like, give me like the craziest things, Andor didn't do it for me, right? Because it was more grounded, and we knew we weren't going to get that stuff.
Yeah.
So this is a show where I'm like, who's going to show up? Anybody could show up at any point. Like you said, I'm excited for Bo-Katan, all this stuff. I think there's some really cool things that they're setting up. When we get to Ahsoka, I'll talk about some theories I have, but I think it's really cool what they've done. And like Joel said, it's not just like, ooh, blasters and space battles and stuff like that. The connection that Din has had with Grogu and how they've built that has been really cool and something that's like really heartfelt. So it doesn't just seem like, oh, well, he's taking around a little baby Yoda, right? It's like, no, there's actually a connection there that they've done really well with. Part of it is using a puppet and doing that. It feels old school.
Yeah.
And I just think they've done such a great job with that I want to see more. And that's why it's so high on my list.
And even this is a show that has built the arcs really well, and they've continued the arcs. I mean, just thinking of like Bill Burr when his character, where he was like this guy who was like he was like a scoundrel, and then you realize that he was actually in the Empire, and that's just a character that was kind of like a throwaway character, and yet they gave the time, they built the arc. And there's so many things in there. The bad guy, what's his name?
Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon's still around. I mean, there's so many things in there that I feel like so many things today that you watch and you're like, I don't really care for them. I think that happens to me with Marvel. I watch Marvel movies and I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, I don't care what that. And every new Marvel movie, they're like, you have to care about this person because here's a real quick reason why you care. And at the end, you're like, yeah, I know what's going to happen, right? I don't care. But this, I do care about these characters. And so it'll be like coming home and being like, oh my gosh, they're coming. And it's just, and I think that happens not just because I've watched other Clone Wars things or things of Star Wars. I think that's happened in general. I see that with my wife, with my mother-in-law, with, people who aren't Star Wars people, and they care about these characters. So kudos to them. Like I said, I think it's some of the best Star Wars content that we've had.
In a while, yeah, for sure. Yeah. What was that? Whose was that?
That was Joel's 2.
2.
Yeah.
Nice. So Josh?
My 2 was
Oh,
Tears of the Kingdom.
I think we missed mine.
That was my 2.
Okay. Did you say your 2?
Yeah, mine was.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Mine is an asterisk. Last year I had Frosthaven,
Yeah.
and I haven't gotten
Go,
it.
Frosthaven.
And it's coming back.
Well, you don't even have a shipping date. So Frosthaven is I'm super excited. I'm so stoked for it.
I believe.
But I talked about it last year, but yeah, it's just it's a version 2, a new story, a new everything on probably the world's most played and highly rated board game, Gloomhaven. And so, and from everything I've heard, because people are getting it at different times, it just sounds like they've just built upon it the same way. It's just improved it. They haven't tried to do anything new except for the map and improved on that. And that it's more like you're interacting with this village and you're building this village and you're making improvements. And it seems like your decisions mean even more than it used to in the first game. And so just being able to have a game where you're spending hours with friends, your decisions matter like a video game, but you have this like physical representation of it and you're just hanging out around a table. It's just like, there's just something special about that. And so I'm just stoked to try my hand at it. Hopefully it's not, I don't know, delayed until next year. That'd be terrible.
I really hope for you that does come out.
No,
I really do.
It's actually being fulfilled. We know it might be in a month or two.
Why are they getting it out sooner to other people?
Yeah. I think, I don't know. That's a great question. I think it's just based on where you're located. And they're just, the shipping is probably just...
They're in Florida.
In waves.
Yeah.
And we're in Washington State, so...
They have to walk
Well, that
it up here.
is
They're
true.
sending it over in
It's more-
burros.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is more East Coast.
Because I saw on YouTube a couple like Frosthaven
reviews.
reviews were popping up, and I was like, what?
Every time Corey sees
So
that,
pissed, dude.
he dies a little
Like,
inside.
why do they get it?
Dislike.
I hate this.
All right, so I think we're all on our number ones,
one.
right? Let's just start with Josh. Give us your number
Let's
one.
go, Josh.
My number one is Ahsoka.
Oh,
Okay. That's my number one as well.
Bump it.
Wow.
Anyone else have it?
No,
Not a number one.
I think we.
What did you have it
get
at?
the same number one.
Number 10.
Oh, you saw,
Okay.
man.
No, I
Number
didn't.
10.
I just have a feeling.
Okay.
right,
I've been
Josh.
waiting
Probably.
for 10 choices to talk
You know
about.
what? You don't even deserve to talk about it because you had it so low. Yeah, Mission Impossible, Ahsoka. Get out of here.
Mission
Why do
Impossible.
you keep going back to that? Mission Impossible is great.
Outrageous.
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 All right, go ahead, Josh.
I mean, we've talked about it before. I think Dave Filoni's done a wonderful job building this character. It's his baby. He created her. People hated her, and he's grown her into one of the best characters in Star Wars.
Like you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
because I've hated it, and
Exactly.
he turned it in.
He's like, you know what, you whiny babies, let me turn her into the best character. But yeah, I'm just super excited to see what they do with her. We've speculated about the world between worlds. Is there going to be some time travel element? Even though that kind of makes me nervous, I've mentioned it before. I'm still excited to see what Dave Filoni does with a show that he's completely writing himself, and he's got full control over. So he writes stuff for Mando, but Favreau's kind of the guy there, and they work together. This is 100% Dave Filoni.
Yep.
He delivers in Rebels. He delivers in Clone Wars. And I want to see what he does in live action. I've loved all of his episodes that he's done for Mando, the Ahsoka episode, and the other ones that he's done. So I'm just excited to see what he does for a whole full series. And Hayden Christensen's coming back. Hopefully we get some. That's one of the things in Obi-Wan that I was a little disappointed with. I wanted more Anakin.
Yeah.
Especially that one scene with him being young was really cool, but I want to see more of that in the Ahsoka show. Either flashbacks or if we get to see him as a Force ghost. I think that'll be really interesting to
That would be interesting.
explore that aspect of Anakin Skywalker coming back as a Force ghost will be really interesting. And maybe Luke shows up too, because we get that scene in Book of Boba Fett with Ahsoka and
Well, because they cast
Luke.
they cast a younger Ahsoka
Yes.
actress, right?
yeah.
Okay.
For me, that's my Squirtle.
Yeah, a little squirrel in there.
For me, the live action training wheels have been taken off of Dave Filoni's tricycle.
Yeah.
They kind of
He needed.
Do you need training wheels for a tricycle?
yes.
Dang, he's having a tough time.
I mean, they
Where do
put
they
him with
go?
Favreau because they're like, we can't give him live action because he's an animation guy. But they've taken off everything. It's just him. Like you said, he's writing it all. It's his story. We're going to get Ezra Bridger. We're getting Sabine. We're getting Hera. We're going to get all these deep cuts into Star Wars, Dave Filoni universe. World Between Worlds, super excited. As Mick said, a younger Ahsoka. We're going to get flashbacks. Hayden Christensen's in it. That would be perfect to get Clone Wars era flashbacks. With World Between Worlds, that can be time travel. She can go back or see visions of the past to deal with the guilt she has that Anakin fell to the dark side. I think that's going to be a huge thing. But I'm just super excited for this because I think it's going to be... I could easily be disappointed because I have it so high. And for me...
That's why I had it at 10.
I'm already going into
Smart.
speculating things and being like, this is perfect. Luke couldn't train Grogu. Ahsoka couldn't train Grogu because of attachment, and they can't do that. Who's the Jedi that can train Grogu? Ezra Bridger, because he's all about attachment, and he's been away. So he could come and train Grogu the same way that Kanan trained him, and that's why you're going to eventually have Grogu become Mandalore Jedi again, owning the Darksaber once Din dies. It's all setting up. Dave Filoni is a genius, and that's where it's going.
Is he a genius or are you a genius?
We're on the same level.
You heard it here. You heard it here.
But I just think they're setting up so much.
You might be onto something. Mandalorians, they use blasters. Ezra Bridger.
He has a
Blaster,
saber,
Yeah,
saber,
exactly.
His hair looks kind of like a little Mando helmet.
But also, Ezra
Framed
has
up.
a connection to the Mandalore culture through Sabine. So I think that's a perfect way of having them, Sabine and Ezra, be able to train Grogu in the Jedi ways and stuff like that. She got trained by Kanan with a Darksaber. It just fits perfectly
Okay.
with that lore. So I just think
Quick question.
them laying that ground.
Number one, baby. Let's go.
We'll say I'll just okay. I have one concern.
Okay.
Can you guys tell me? Obviously, you guys are gonna be like, nah,
Unwarranted.
That
It's unwarranted.
you're crazy.
I don't even need to hear it.
You're an idiot. You're stupid. What about the common man? What about the common person who hasn't seen anything about Ahsoka until what was the last one? Boba Fett?
Book of Boba Fett?
Yeah,
Book of Boba Fett. What about those people? Come on, guys.
So here's the thing.
What do we think?
The Mandalorian has been a hit. So there was a lot of people, even in The Mandalorian, that didn't know who Ahsoka
but we
was.
saw his origin through that, and so that's
but they
why it's
didn't
so
know who
good.
Ahsoka was. And so I think
But I don't think people were like going, "Oh, Mando was so sick because Ahsoka was so good in that." I don't think anyone's really saying that.
but one of the things that was most talked about during the last Mandalorian season was the Ahsoka episode where she says, "Where's Thrawn?" Normal people don't know who
not
Thrawn
talked
is.
about normal people.
Well, but I'm
they
saying,
weren't
like,
talking about
here's
that.
the thing: the traffic on that through Star Wars fans.
Yeah,
That's what they're building, and so
But that's not
for
addressing my issue.
normal people that are interested in that kind of stuff, they'll be like, "Who's Thrawn?" or "Who's Ezra?" and then that's it. Ultimately, the thing where the amount of people that streamed Rebels on Disney Plus after the Mandalorian season was crazy. Like, Rebels was one of the highest streamed shows on Disney Plus after that. So they're banking on people that don't know, that are interested in the show. When they listen to they have a friend. Everyone has a friend that's a Star Wars nerd.
Yeah.
And so when they're like, "Oh, who's that Ezra guy?" and they're like, "Oh, well, you got to watch Rebels. Rebels is great." Like, I've had that conversation at my church like 100 times
this
with
guy's
people.
coming
Where people are like, "Oh, I really like that, but who is that?" And I'm like, "Oh, watch Rebels." And then they watch Rebels and like, "Oh, I really enjoyed that." So I think that's what they're banking on. The hardcore fans are going to know what it is. The people that enjoy the show are going to be like, "Huh, I'm interested in knowing more." And people that really don't care, they might just watch the series and be like, "Huh, I don't know who that guy is, but whatever."
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they still watch the show, and all these nerdy fans, we ate it up and we talked about it and we bought a bunch of products. That's kind of what it is.
That's awesome, but I'm talking about the common person. I think that's an issue. Is a lot of the main characters are totally new characters.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
I think at some point
most of
though
them
you
are.
have to,
If not all of them.
you have to write the story for the people, for the fans.
Yeah.
I think they are.
I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying.
But I'm saying I don't think that they should be like catering so much to the
common man.
I would say mostly theoretical people that are probably the minority that watch the shows. I think a majority of the people that watch them are
I agree.
the Star Wars fans. So I think that at some point you have to say, look, I'm writing this for the people that at least know a little bit about it. If you want to know more, there are all these shows that have been written in the past that you can go watch and you can learn. Or, like Jonah said, you have friends that know about it.
Dave Filoni actually answered that in an interview. They asked him about it, and he
said, "F 'em."
I'm Dave Filoni. Screw the common man." And then he flipped them all off.
All right, nice.
I think
Awesome answer.
He drove off with James Cameron.
I think with
Flip them off.
I think it's pretty easy to, especially with all these the Rebels characters that are going to be in the show. It's pretty easy. Sabine probably shows up in Mando season 3, so they introduce her.
She'll be a Mandalorian
right.
that's friends with Ezra or whatever.
Right. So
Yeah.
you introduce her the same way they introduced Ahsoka in Mando season 2. Like, you kind of have this build up to, oh, where's the Jedi? Oh, there's another Jedi out there, and then you have an episode that introduces Ahsoka. So that's an entryway, right? You're like, oh, I recognize that character. Now there's a show about her, and you don't necessarily need to set up like, here's Ahsoka's story and everything, because you just introduce it and say, this is the story we're going with. If you want to go back and learn about all these other characters, there's plenty of shows for you to do that, but they're not gonna, I don't think they'll cater towards that. Like, you already have your starting point for the everyday man. And I know plenty of people that aren't really huge Star Wars fans that have watched Mandalorian and are like, oh, that Jedi character was cool. And then you're like, well, yeah, guess what? She's in these shows. If you want to watch these episodes, these are the ones you want to watch, kind of a thing. So I think there's a lot of that going on where...
Did you know at the end of Rise of Skywalker, her voice is the one that talks to Rey? Like that.
Exactly.
Those
Just like that.
conversations.
So I think
That was too good.
with the fact that, I mean, like Jonah said, Mando's a huge deal, and there's plenty of people that have become Star Wars fans because of Mando and haven't really watched any of the other stuff. So I think there's enough of a footing for them to watch the Ahsoka show without having to worry about like who are all these new characters. I think they'll still kind of introduce those in the Ahsoka show, if that makes sense.
I think it's a really easy answer. I think that the common man most of the time doesn't even give a crap.
Yeah.
And I don't think they really look that deep into a lot of things. Like if I were to like, we're always going to use my mom as an example, but if my mom was going to watch Ahsoka and she's like, I don't think she's ever going to be like, I need to figure out who this Ezra character is because he looks very interesting. I think she's just enjoying the show as a piece of work, a complete piece of work. And so what Dave Filoni does is he makes it be able to stand on its own.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
You
all
make it
exactly it.
accessible.
And his track record is, we're a couple series in, and his track record is that he doesn't need all that. It's like it's rich. If you want to go back, you can see all that, but you don't need all that because you already. Ahsoka with her duel on that in Mando when she comes into the town, and she's there and she has the duel, and it's like all this kind of Western type. It was such a good introduction to new people, and for us that already know her, it was like that's exactly how I want to see her matured. And just being a bad A,
Well, and also we know that they casted a young Ahsoka, right?
Yeah.
So we know that he's going to do a rock solid intro to who she is in a way that people will be attached to her instantaneously without having to know what Rebels is about and Clone Wars and stuff like that.
Well, I think the other thing that they're going to do, again, this is speculation, but I think they're going to set up Thrawn to be the big bad for the next 10 years in Star Wars shows. I think that's what they're really going to go for. They've got, 30 years between Return of the Jedi and what happens in The Force Awakens. So I think they realized the mistake they made was having the First Order be the bad guys in that. And I think they're going to be like, we're going to have Thrawn.
When you say 10 years, do you mean in the story timeline of 10 years or our 10 years?
I think
like in
our
real life?
10 years.
Oh, wow.
I think they're going to do something where he's the big bad. He's going to be the bad in Mando. He's going to be in all these shows. And I think because you have all the stuff that they did in the books with Heir to the Empire and all that kind of stuff, they have to change that to a point where it's not copying it. But they're going to use Thrawn in a way that people are going to be satisfied with, like, okay, that's what the New Republic was doing during this time. I think that's what they're going to set up with, and Dave Filoni's doing it because he loves Thrawn. So I think that's what they need, a big bad for either movies or other shows that are coming out, and I think he's the guy in charge of setting it up, and that's why I'm excited for Ahsoka too.
Or the Emperor could return again.
You need somebody to be bad,
Dark
so
magic.
he's kind of in the background. But anyways, Mick, your number one.
My number one is Indiana Jones.
That was my number 5. Let us
Man,
have
no
it.
Mando.
Crazy.
You know what? This is a list for me, not for you.
Yeah, bro, leave him alone.
So back up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm in desperate need of a new Indiana Jones movie that I love.
I'm in desperate need of it.
I'm desperate need of it. I wasn't really a fan of the fourth one, but I'm definitely enticed by this new one with the trailer. The de-age of Indy Harrison Ford looks awesome. It does give some credence to maybe Han Solo, Harrison Ford
showing up, guys.
finally. Just it looks really great. Mads Mikkelsen. He's already been a Bond villain, so of course make him a Indy villain.
Right.
Works really well. I'm really curious if there's going to be time travel elements or if it's flashbacks. I'm leaning more time travel. Let's just go all in. Why not?
Might as well.
Might as well.
I think Dave Filoni's working on this one too. Ahsoka's going to show up.
World Between Worlds. I guess Star Wars already kind of exists in
It does,
Indy,
yeah.
right? Yeah, kind of.
And the rocks were in Andor.
Yeah.
In Luthen's
Ron
shops.
Dwayne? Who?
Yeah.
What?
From the Temple of
stones.
Doom.
Oh,
stones.
the Shankara stones.
Yeah.
Yes. So it just looks really fun, and Harrison Ford's what 80,
Jeez.
100 something now, and he still looks great even in his old age Indy. So it's a character that I think he really does have a passion for and wants to play as long as he can. So I think that says a lot for hopefully how good the movie will be. I am a little bit nervous just based on the last movie, but all the good indies have Nazis, so
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
it's I think it's got a lot going for it. And then bringing John Rhys Davis back is really fun. What were you gonna say?
It's James Mangold, right?
James
Director?
Mangold, director of Logan. He did 3:10 to Yuma.
Oh, great movies.
Yeah, he's definitely got some good ones under his belt. So, and Harrison Ford had nothing but good things to say about working with him. So,
Yeah, it's my number 5. I'm excited for it. Trailer was great. James Mangold actually said they're going to address what happened to Mutt.
yeah.
So we're going to find out what happened to Shia.
Man.
Hopefully he's alive and well. I'd hate for them to kill him.
Motorcycle
Kind
accident.
of like in the Transformers, Sam Witwicky got axed. Come on, you got to leave Shia still alive in these universes because I want
Where's my boy Shia? Is he okay?
I want a
him off.
Shia LaBeouf cinematic universe where they connect with all the different Shias, even Stevens.
Dude, I'd be down to watch that.
Yeah. So,
Eat
but yeah,
onions.
I'm super excited for it. I think it's going to be great. Looks awesome.
Yeah.
So let's move on to Corey's number 1. I think is the same as Joel's number 1, and I think it was my number 7. I'm assuming here.
That's a big
Did
assumption.
you say Diablo 4?
Yeah, it was my
You're excited
number
for that game?
6. My number 6.
That's crazy coming from a non-gamer.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah.
we got to do a shake here.
Okay. Number
did.
one.
It's your number one?
Yeah.
Number one,
Matched
Diablo 4.
up, baby.
Awesome.
We must be right. Yeah. I mean, this game is. Oh man, it's such a long time coming, and it really feels like the team really hit their stride, and it feels like they're kind of. They did say that they had a lot of issues early on, management wise, as far as time, management and stuff like that. But it seems like what they produced, I've seen, or at least listened to reviews on some closed alpha testing that they can talk about, and it just seems like they haven't even touched the late game stuff, and it already looks good. And we all know how good Blizzard is at storytelling,
Yeah.
and how incredible they can be at that. And so I'm just excited to see what they can do when you have a great story, great CGI, and great gameplay. And hopefully they can deliver on the gameplay part of it. But the game is just absolutely super fun. And what they did with Diablo 3 is they just kept molding and changing the game to fit the player base and what people wanted. And so that's why I have a lot of confidence in this game, is because I know that they want to be successful and that they're listening to the fan base way more than they used to. I mean, Diablo 3 initially was released with a real money auction house. How disconnected can you be with a fan base? But they changed it,
I love it.
and they removed it.
Made so much money.
But yeah, why'd you put it as your one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fascinated by the story. Now, just to be clear, I think that for those people who don't know, when they hear the word Diablo 4, they're kind of like, what
That's
tarnation
Satan in
is
Spanish.
this? Devil's game?
Right.
I had the same thing growing up. If I liked a game, I would say, oh, I really like this game, Diablo 2.
Yeah. Satanic Panic is what we call that.
But what it is, I mean, basically, yes, there are like these evil, it's like a fantasy world where there are evil demons, call them Balrogs, very diverse. But you're on the good guys, you're destroying them. You're fighting against the bad guy, who is Diablo. So it's actually name of the villain, which is really interesting. But yeah, like as you say, Corey, it looks like they've hit their stride. People who have been somehow I'm in groups on Facebook, and I somehow became a moderator for some reason. They moved me up, I guess, because I was bothering everyone and talking about it too much.
Yeah, because you got a big mouth.
Yeah. And so there was so much, like Blizzard has kind of spent their goodwill in many ways. And people were like, well, it's Blizzard and modern Blizzard, and this is not going to be a good game. And so many people, I've heard nothing but good things for people who've played. And a lot of people have played this game, and they've played it, and they're saying, this hits it out of the park. I mean, and the way Blizzard says, look, we're taking the tone from Diablo 1, we're taking some of the complex systems from Diablo 2, and the storytelling from Diablo 2, which was the strongest.
Yeah.
And they said, and we're taking the fun and the couch co-op and from Diablo 3, and we're putting that together, and we're creating like the Uber monster that is Diablo 4 that they're going to support, and they have plans of supporting. It's now online, and now it's like semi-online because you don't have like 100 players there with you, but the maximum is like 8 people in your zone are going to be, and you can kind of see them, and you can team up if you want, but if not, you just can keep on playing solo. And their plan is, hey, we're gonna support this game. We're building a platform on which we're going to expand the story. We're going to explore new places. We're going to grow it. And I'm super excited about it. Like, this is something that we have a date on it, and hopefully going to get into the beta. And but like I said, anyone who's played this game already are already singing its praises, saying it is extremely solid.
Game of the year.
It's gonna be a contender. I think so.
Yeah, and it's cool because they're kind of stretching the boundaries of kind of like the limitations of like technology, and it's actually a huge world, and there's no load screens.
Times.
Yeah.
It's just one living zone, and it's huge. So that's really cool to think about, that you're not just going to like randomly phase out and see another different dude and like, oh, there's that guy. Oh, I never see him again. It's like you're going to go in there and you'll see that guy around, and you can work with them. Maybe maybe you want to fight them. There's PvP zones, which hasn't been done before at all. And so I'm intrigued. I mean, I feel like they're trying to do everything right, and who knows if they're going to do it, but it looks good so far.
And also they're playing a lot with like storytelling inside this universe, because now the camera moves in. The graphics are good enough so that you can see them. I did see someone complaining because they still haven't, it's a beta, and they still haven't put in the voices, right? The voice actors. So it's the computer reads it. It's like, hello, would you like to? And someone's like, man, they really dropped the ball on this voice acting. It's all the same guy. And
it sounds like a robot.
So monotone.
It's my 6. I really like Diablo 3. I have it on the Switch, and Melissa and I play it.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, I'm excited for it. It looks awesome. Obviously, I'm not as a big a gamer as you guys, but that's why it's my 6, because I'm like, I'm still excited for it, but again, probably won't play it unless it gets onto the Switch. I don't have a computer, so I'll kind of do a Corey and watch other people play and see like the cinematics. I mean, Blizzard,
come over here. Josh got enough controllers. He's gonna have it.
So that's the other thing too, is like, if you know anything about Blizzard, you know how amazing their story and cinematics are. And so that's even one thing that every once in a while I'll just be like, I feel like watching some Blizzard cinematics. So I'll just go through a playlist on YouTube and just watch all these cinematics. So that's even something that you're like, look forward to. Like the trailer that dropped at the Game Awards looked amazing.
Yeah.
I think there's no cooler visual than the angels in Diablo, like how they look, their armor, the hoods, like their wings, like everything they do is just like amazing. So that's why I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was my 5. Mostly I'm excited about couch co-op. That's the best thing for Crystal and I, is to just hang out and play something together. So, but yeah, I'm interested to see how they do the story, obviously. Corey, you mentioned the big, giant world. They're almost talking about it like it's an open world, go wherever you want kind of a thing. Also, they're changing the way you progress the story. You can do the story, you don't have to do it linear. It's
that's what's weird to me. I'm like, how are they going to
be interesting.
do this?
So they're doing
That's
they're
weird.
changing things and making it a little different, which is always kind of exciting. And just it'll be interesting to see if they can pull it off. So I'm super excited.
And just the possibility to being able to spend time with your friends online on your couch and enjoy a really good game. I think that's just hours of enjoyment. I'm just super stoked for that. Yeah.
Nice.
That's our one.
Good ones.
Hour one.
Great.
Great choice, Joel.
And the thing is, we'll also, because it's also, here's the final thing, it's cross-platform. So,
so we
people
can
playing
technically
on
play
PlayStation,
together.
Yeah.
I mean, we can all play together.
We should.
We are going to play. We're going to start a clan, and it's going to be the Nerd Age
Nerd Age
clan.
podcast.
There you
Nerd
go.
Age.
There you go.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
So we've all gone through our 10s. How about we just give us just a recap? Just go through your 10 so that next year I don't have to go through the whole podcast to get them. Just in case we lose them. But also for people listening, because I know we bounced around a lot, give me your starting from 10 to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so from 10, I had Wormwood Gaming Table.
Yeah.
What?
Nice.
Look it up, baby. Number 9 was Last of Us. Number 8 was Masters of the Air. Number 7 was Dune 2. Number 6 was the Mario movie. Number 5 was Diablo 4. Number 4 was Into the Spider-Verse. Number 3 was Mando Season 3. Number 2, Tears of the Kingdom, the Zelda game. And number 1, Ahsoka.
Okay. My number 10, Mission Impossible. Number 9, Across the Spider-Verse. Number 8, the Mario movie. Number 7, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Number 6, Diablo 4. Number 5, Indiana Jones. Number 4, Mando Season 3. Number 3, Chris Nolan's Oppenheimer. Number 2, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And number 1, Ahsoka.
All right. My 10 was Ahsoka. 9, John Wick. Chapter 4. 8, Into the Spider-Verse. 7 was Jedi Survivor. 6, Last of Us. 5, Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
4 was Marvel's Spider-Man 2. 3, Oppenheimer. 2, Hogwarts Legacy. And number 1, Indiana Jones.
Nice.
Mine. Wait, did I say? Oh, yeah, I said X-Men 97. That's my 10th. Starfield, Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Last of Us, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Mando Season 3, Legend of Vox Machina Season 2, Ahsoka, Frosthaven, Diablo 4.
Nice.
Nice. For me, it was number 10, Bad Batch. 9, Breath of the Wild 2. 8. I don't have the numbers here. Black
Don't worry about it.
Skylands.
Just go for it.
Then the Mario movie, Oppenheimer, Ahsoka. Number 4, Dune, Stone Shard, Mando, and finally Diablo 4.
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
Let us know in the comments wherever you're listening to this, whether it's Facebook or if you're find us anywhere where you have the Nerd Age podcast page, and let us know what you thought of the lists. If you
Tell us your list.
Yeah.
I
tell
wanna
us
know
your list,
yours.
and then tell us who you thought was a better list.
We don't need to
I
do
thought
that.
you were going to ask who you thought of us.
who you liked more.
I don't know why you. I don't know why you pit them against.
I'm not
why are you
saying.
pitting us
I'm just
against
saying
each other?
people. Maybe some guy's really excited about tables. Maybe he's a carpenter and he loves that he put a table on
true.
his.
That's true.
So maybe he's like, man, I'm more of a Josh guy list. Maybe one guy's a Wiccan Mission Impossible guy.
Wiccan.
Wiccan.
Wicked.
Wiccan.
A John Wick, not a Wiccan, and Mission Impossible guy. Maybe he likes. Maybe is more of a gamer. He loves Diablo and all those
Things.
sharding stuff that you said. The black shards.
Stone shards.
shards.
Do you guys have any honorable mentions?
Soy lattes. I'm really into them.
Okay.
think they're
I had
great.
Dune 2 and the Penguin show.
Penguin
if that
was,
comes out,
Penguin was mine.
the Flash movie is barely on. Like it's probably like 13 or 14, only because the rumors before they all ruined it
Right, who knows?
was that it's going to take place with General Zod, Man of Steel, Feora's back, like that. That's the whole crux of the movie, is like he goes back to the Man of Steel period. So I'm curious to see what that is and how that looks. That's the only reason they've gutted it. It's not continuing the Snyderverse, so it's kind of like pointless now to me. But that would be something I'm still interested for that reason. Are we going to get kind of a final look at Zack Snyder's stuff that he had done? Is that Man of Steel stuff working in there? So I'm curious about that, but not enough to...
What if they go back to Man of Steel, but it's all super jokey?
Oh, like
They Marvelize it.
Like
You
they
know what I'm
take
saying?
a crap on his
Yeah.
movie.
what I think, what they
That
said
would
is...
be awesome.
What the rumor is,
It's all in the
he's
grave
gonna
already.
be there
Yeah.
during the fight that Zod's doing. Like it's gonna be the Man of Steel, what's happening, but
That's gonna be a
Flash
long
is
movie.
doing stuff. So, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I think that is a very interesting one. Another one that I would have as an honorable mention, but not for the right reasons. More like I want to see what happens if it fails terribly, is the Ant-Man movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because it feels like this movie is going to be a very like defining moment for this phase of Marvel. And so I want to see what they do.
Yeah.
I'm just very intrigued. I'm not so much, I'm like, oh, I'm so looking forward to it. It's going to be so awesome. It's more like, Paul Rudd's my boy. You know, I like him.
Yeah.
And I also want to see what the heck they got planned for this story.
Yeah.
I'm super confused on what they're going to do and see if it's any interesting at all. So,
Yeah, they really have to set up
Yeah.
Kang and
what they're showing is like, it feels like they're going to be setting up Kang a lot here. But yeah.
Nice. Visions 2 for me. I don't know.
Star Wars.
It's supposed to come out
Visions
next
too?
year. Yeah, season 2 of Visions.
Say less, my God. I didn't know that was even the.
It's supposed to come out
This next year-
All
this
they've
year.
teased was the red logo, but we
Okay.
haven't heard anything. So
If
that's
it's
why I didn't put it on because I was like, I don't
Ooh.
know if it's. They announced
Dang.
it like a while back. So.
Yo, that easily get into my top 10. It'd be number
So-
10 if
we'll
if
see.
it actually comes out this
Skeleton
year.
Crew for me too is like an
Is that next
interesting
year?
one. Yeah,
Okay.
This year or next year?
this year.
Well,
So
I might do Starfield, maybe.
bro, you should, man. You love that crap. You like playing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like playing it.
It's gonna- they said it's so large. It's gonna be so huge, dude. You love large things.
I can't wait to see whether this is a success or fails because Joel's gonna.
yeah, we'll find out.
Joel might have egg
it's
on his
gonna
face.
succeed, bro. That's so crazy.
I
You
might
think it's
have egg
gonna
on my
fail?
face.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening, for hanging out with us. Follow us on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're getting that fan base up on
Yo,
TikTok.
sub on YouTube.
Yeah, that's right. YouTube, subscribe.
Yeah. Help a homie out.
Yeah, share the podcast anywhere you want. That helps us out. Leave us a review on Apple or Spotify, wherever you can. 5-star reviews only, because a few of you have given us a 1-star. So that doesn't help us. Give us a 5.
Is that how reviews work?
Yeah.
Maybe they thought it was like number one. Yeah. Number one.
Yeah. So 1 star. We're the top. But yeah, thank you so much. We'll be dropping the podcast here soon, and we'll be back next week with more Nerd Age.
Giveaways coming up too, right? You guys are gonna do some.
Yeah, we
giveaways.
talked about Crystal might do another giveaway of her art, so we'll be talking about that.
Little tease for the future.
Yeah, little tease. And
Wow.
yeah, so thank you so much for hanging out, and we'll see y'all next week.